Good evening. I'm Rod Baker with God and Rod. I'd like to speak this evening on trust. Trust is not something that has come easy for me in my life, as probably most of us. But the fortunate thing is that it started improving when I began to trust me. When I began to believe me. Then there came a time when I called on God, called on my higher power. So then I was able to trust that. Because, see, I was seeing the actions take place of the trust. I mean, isn't that what we do with people? When we trust people, is we watch their actions and measure it by what they say, the commitments they make, or the honesty that they display, the integrity, the authenticity. Isn't that how a trust is built? Now I realize, being a child and having a child and having grandchildren, that there's a certain amount of trust that's just given. Now, I've been fortunate that the trust that I gave in certain situations was cared for. It was nurtured. People, it wasn't that they lived up to an expectation, but they held it as a responsibility, and they fulfilled that responsibility. Now, I also must say that, I've had those relationships where there was no sense in trusting that person from the get-go. But I always gave them enough rope to hang theirself. I had a relationship a couple of years ago that knowing from the beginning that they were untrustworthy, knowing from the beginning that they were probably going to put knives in my back, steal from me, definitely lie at every turn, and deceive me, betray me. Oh, and then there's always my favorite, abandonment. Abandonment. But see, what this person didn't realize for me is I never did trust them. I trusted God. Even when I told them that, I said, I don't trust you, I trust God. So, even when people say things like, I don't want to hurt you, or or I'm committed to you, or I won't lie to you, or I'll tell you things. When they say that, I'm sure their intention is good, but I promise you, somewhere in the back of their mind, they know they're lying. They know they're untrustworthy. And the amazing part about it is, is when you trust God in those situations, He handles that. He does. He handles it. You don't have to try and make something out of that. You don't have to try to reckon that. God does. That's why I put my trust in Him. It doesn't matter who betrays me. God takes care of that. And I'm not saying that, He punishes them, because God is not the author of death. Oh no. But what He will do to them is what they did to you. See, that's what God will do. Is He'll give them what they gave. And you think they can handle that? I don't think so. I think that is probably more than enough. Now, I've always been real good on trying to dish out people's comeuppance. When they did me sour, I made sure they didn't do it again. And then there came a day when I said, you know what? I'm going to forgive these people. And then I began to see what started happening to them. The same thing that they did to me, He did to them, times 10. And I thought, man, what am I doing wasting my time, trying to whoop everybody in town? God did. And He still does. He still does. So I put my trust in Him. I put my trust in Him. And if you want to test yourself to see if you put your trust in Him, ask Him to show you. Ask Him. Then you'll see. Good day.